The night was thick with fog, the kind that seemed to swallow whole the feeble light emitted from Lydia's flashlight. She stepped cautiously along the narrow trail that wound through the abandoned forest, every shuffle of her feet kicking up leaves long dead and starved of light. She could barely see a few feet ahead. It was foolish, she knew, to venture into the woods of Whisper at this hour, but an unshakable force seemed to pull her toward its heart. Stories of the forest had echoed through her small town for decades, tales of people who entered but never emerged, whispers carried on the wind, and shadows that danced without light. Lydia, a skeptic by nature, was determined to find the source of these tales or prove them false. Her footsteps echoed ominously, the only sound in the eerie silence. Even the nocturnal creatures seemed to avoid this part of the woods. Suddenly, the beam from her flashlight flickered and died, plunging her into suffocating darkness. Panic clawed at her throat as she fumbled with the device, but it remained lifeless. Just then, a soft, ethereal whisper brushed past her ear, sending chills down her spine. "Leave, now." It sighed, barely audible but unmistakably real. Heart pounding, Lydia turned around, eager to retrace her steps and leave the place, but the path behind her had vanished, replaced by an unfamiliar landscape of gnarled trees and twisted roots. As fear began to drown her rationality, she spotted a faint, ghostly glow in the distance. Drawn toward it as if under a spell, Lydia stumbled forward, her breath shallow and rapid. The glow grew brighter until she found herself standing before an ancient, desolate cabin covered in creeping ivy, its windows dark and foreboding. Summoning her courage, she pushed open the creaky door. The interior was shrouded in shadows, but a single, flickering candle illuminated a figure hunched over a battered table. The figure turned, revealing hollow, sunken eyes that seemed to pierce into Lydia's very soul. "Leave, now." It echoed the whisper she had heard earlier, but this time, the words were laced with a dark, malevolent promise. Paralyzed with terror, Lydia could only watch as the figure rose, gliding toward her with an unnatural, predatory grace. She knew then that the stories were true, the woods of Whisper claimed all who ventured too deep, and there would be no escape for her. The last thing she saw was the flash of the figure's eerie grin before darkness claimed her.